Nicole was not quite expecting our music. This is Nicole Toneatti joining us today with Health Markets. She's going to talk to us about all insurance people-y.
People-y insurance.
Covering the person, not the house or the car.
That's right, not the property.
Yes.
I'm the people, not the property.
So I know actually, sorry, I'm also here with Mike Stanley and Slavi Jordan.
Hi, we're just over here, just hanging out.
Oops, I got all distracted because she was laughing at the music. But I know one product that you talk about a lot is when people need to get into Medicare.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I've heard they get really cranky if you don't enroll in Medicare, like right when you're supposed to.
Yeah, the government has some interesting guidelines on when you should apply for your Medicare coverage. And if you don't do it within a specific window, penalties start happening.
It's such a bunch of crap because we've been paying into that for years. So I don't understand all that at all. So how long do they give you?
It sometimes will depend on your situation, but just say for the average person that's like aging into Medicare, meaning they're turning 65. You have 3 months before, that month you turn 65. So let's say you turn 65 in February. It doesn't matter when in February, it was just in February. You had 3 months before February to enroll, and you have 3 months after February to enroll. So you have this 7-month window to get just a generic Part A, Part B, and your Part B or D as in dog enrollment done to avoid penalties.
I think they make it confusing on purpose.
That's so I can have a job.
I was going to say, it's not confusing when you talk to Nicole.
That's right.
She knows what she's doing.
Well, trust me, I know when I turn 65.
Or I fake it till I make it. No, I'm joking.
Or about to turn 65, I'm definitely calling Nicole because I've heard horror stories from people.
Yeah, I mean, there's, one of the things I take pride in is educating. So here are all of, here's how you avoid these penalties. Here's how this works. Here's how this operates so that you can make a more informed decision. Really, as a Medicare agent, our job is to educate you so that you make the decision. Because it's your insurance. It's going to cover you. It's not about me.
Right.
It's just about making sure that you are comfortable and confident in the decision that you've made. And I try to do that through education.
Well, that's kind of what we do with home buying, too. Like I had people asking me yesterday, well, what's your opinion? It doesn't matter what my opinion is. It's whether or not you're comfortable.
Right. I'm not sleeping there.
Right. I'm like,
it's haunted. No.
Which we don't technically have to disclose in the state of Ohio.
Good to know. Yeah. So I'll make sure I'll always ask when you guys are showing me a house.
We don't have to disclose it.
We don't have to tell you.
It's not a disclosure.
Contingency plan.
Those chains you hear banging in the attic, that is just the wind.
That's it. I'm calling tabs.
We don't even technically have to tell you if there was like a murder-suicide inside the house.
I mean that's fair. That would send people out. That would send a lot of people running. So
most people have heard about it on the news.
Well, that's fair. I don't know. I don't pay
attention
to the news that much. Right.
But you really should disclose it, just so there's no issues. But anyhow, so what are some of the other types of coverage that you offer? Yeah.
So I help people segue into their Medicare. General health, self-employed folks, they got to figure it out on their own, especially if I love it when people are going through a transition with their careers. They're like, I worked corporate America and it was great until I just didn't have the drive or passion. I want to do my drive and passion, but now I got to figure out how to get health insurance. And so I love trying to educate people on that and how to have enough knowledge to go out there and be dangerous in a fun way. Because a lot of it is risk assessment. Really what I'm doing is risk assessment through health insurance and through these other personal lines of insurance. So it's really cool to kind of understand their situation. Okay, here's all the things that you would qualify for to help navigate this and truly just help the person just bring peace to their life. I don't have to worry about that. That's taken care of. So doing the health insurance, doing life insurance and using that as a vehicle for multiple purposes. There's a lot of life insurance plans out there that can do more than one thing. It's kind of like, do I want a sports car, just get there fast, or do I want an SUV where it's very versatile and I can do a bunch of things with it? So I'm actually doing a life insurance 101 later this month. So
okay, interesting.
Yeah, a little happy hour.
Okay. I'm happy all the time.
And there's booze. How do you not?
I don't drink.
There will be mocktails.
It's safer for all of us that she does not drink.
Oh,
This
so
is what
you're
my
telling me
husband
you're a
says,
good
too.
time. All right.
Telling you, just you never knew what you were gonna get, so it's best we don't go there ever again. So my husband says it's much easier on his wallet that both of us don't drink.
That's true.
Yeah, and there's always a built-in designated driver. So.
Exactly. Well, but yeah, so and then on the supplemental side, which is another wonderful product out there, I have a bunch of supplementals because, for instance, I talk about accident policies, accident plans. It's like taking Aflac and putting it on steroids, really. It's
Okay.
one big goose. Anyways, but but I have small
duck.
kids. Yeah,
That's one thing.
they're a duck. It's a goose now, right?
Yeah,
They're
it's
bigger.
gonna lay a big egg for you.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
hurts. Great.
But
An egg full of money.
an
Yeah,
egg full,
an
exactly.
egg full of
The golden egg.
A
Yeah.
golden egg.
But I have 3 small boys at home, and they are constantly jumping on the bed, jumping off the bed, like
Climbing into refrigerators.
God, he's gonna give me a
I've
heart
done that.
attack. I love that child, but like I think in like the last 6 months we've had like 3 different accident claims because my one son jumped off the bed, then the other one slipped off the chair and busted his chin open, and I can't even remember the other thing because I'm like, we're just in 1 week. It was like, let's just go to the urgent care and. Hey guys, we're back. Hey Tonneattis, how's it going?
When it rains, it pours.
Oh
Every
yeah,
time.
100%. But I
You
mean,
did a discount for the frequency.
I don't. Hospitals have not jumped on the Panera card kind of concept yet. I don't know why, but
Especially for families with 3 boys.
yeah.
You would think that those would definitely qualify.
Right.
Stanley's lucky. He's only got 1. Slavy's only got 1 boy, too.
Are we done? Are we one and done?
I
one
have
boy,
3
he's
kids,
two
done,
but
yeah.
I have,
I'm 2 and
He
done.
has 2 in. So, but yes, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done too.
Yeah, his son is
I
7.
want 3, but yeah,
Is he
wifey
7?
wants 2. He's 7 and 10 months old, almost
Yeah,
11.
10 months old, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. 3's a different game.
Yep. Right.
2 is divide and conquer. 3's
I know,
kind of like
right? So I'm like, you never want to be outnumbered when you have kids. Like, I don't understand the concept.
it's like you look at them and you're like, okay, there's only 2 of us and there's 3 of them. Like, can I get like, all right, who's gonna have to try to survive this? Like,
Yes.
Yeah, we eventually have just turned my oldest into a 3rd parent, so that helps
Oh,
us.
yes.
So
Well, because she was a girl. If she was a boy, that would not have worked.
no,
that's
it
fair. Yeah. Yeah.
That would not have worked.
So yeah, the son just likes to harass the youngest. So
Oh yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah.
That's what they do when the
That's what
little
I do.
girl's the youngest.
It's starting
yeah.
now with mine.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah.
my brother was 8 years older than me. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like to
harass
pick on
was...
you.
We'll see how it goes.
Yes. I'm strong because of it.
You are.
And I know how to test a 9-volt battery better than anyone. And Abby has no idea what I'm talking about.
Does Abby even know what a 9-volt battery is? Is it a
don't know.
lithium
They
ion?
still-
Can I charge it? I don't
But they
do
still
that.
use those
They
in like
used them,
fire.
yeah, but
No, they
Yeah,
don't.
only in smoke detectors. I think.
Not in all of them. Now you get the removable tab on them, and they have a 10-year battery life, and you throw the whole thing away after 10 years.
really.
Oh.
Yeah,
After 10 years?
10 years.
So you're telling me if I get that one, I don't have to worry about the chirp for a good 10,
10
years?
years.
Yep,
Yep.
that's what the
Nice.
yeah.
That's
and
what
then if
they
it
say.
starts chirping at you, you just yank it down and put a new one up.
And it's
Interesting.
only ever going to be at 3 a.m.
Every time. Every time. It can never be outside of the hours of midnight to 4 a.m. It's always somewhere in there.
So
Every time.
a 9-volt battery had the little things on the end of it. And my brother would force me to stick my tongue to it, and it would shock me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's how you test them.
Good
Oh, is this
tester.
one good?
yeah.
Good tester.
So
Or
the
if
positive
you know,
and a negative are right next to
Yes.
each other, so you put your tongue in between.
You get shocked.
Yep.
or you can just lick your finger and put it on there. That's
Yeah,
the
my
smarter
brother
way to
did
do
not
it.
teach me that.
I never thought of doing that.
They
I
also,
learned something today.
yes, much stronger because of my time with my brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that why when we do videos for certain things, you get tongue twisted really easily and go, blah, blah,
I don't
because you
know.
messed your tongue up permanently?
Could be. Yeah, could be. Just like my brother would also do this thing where he would like put his hand on my head and like squeeze it. And I'm like, what are
Oh.
you doing? He's like, it's a brain eater and it's starving to death. So Anyhow, the fond memories of my childhood.
Oh my.
Just remember, he's going to be 8 years older than you for the rest of his life.
Yes.
And at some point, he's going to need your help.
Yeah, I don't know. He's pretty self-sufficient.
You're like, I'm staying away.
He has a wife and a daughter.
Oh.
They got him.
So yes,
When they go out of town. No.
they don't go out of town.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyhow,
If you're noticing, we like to take tangents.
we do.
I'm down with that. Have you met me?
I'm usually
Yes, I
like the worst. Yeah.
It's okay. I'm down with that. 100%.
We're going to circle back to insurance.
Oh, yes. As we circle back.
So you were kind of touching on, you have income protection, basically?
Yeah, there's those plans are out there. But yeah, a lot of times, depending on your situation, what you have going on, those are very, there's not one answer for everyone. Kind of thing. But yes, income protection, there are plans literally called income protection. However, utilizing your health insurance plus a life insurance plus some supplemental and trying to get this like comprehensive and holistic kind of coverage so that there's no gaps in what's going on. So, I had touched on our last networking meeting that we had, going through, a lot of people that have a financial problem because of health issues. A majority of these people already have insurance. And that's the thing that's crazy. Like, no, I had insurance, but I'm still having financial struggles or I need to file bankruptcy or I need to file for something. And it's like, it's not just health insurance that's going to help you out of these things. So utilizing whether, it be, your life insurance piece of it, your supplemental piece of it, income protection, it's kind of one of those like, all right, if the ball drops and things go downhill, I know I don't have to worry about paying my mortgage, paying the hospital bill, that kind of thing. I mean,
it's crazy. Like, I didn't realize that you could reach your lifetime maximum for your insurance until I had a friend who had kidney failure. And she reached her lifetime maximum on her insurance. And her prescriptions were over $1,000 a month, and she needed a lot of care, and no reason why she had kidney failure. So she wasn't a drinker. She didn't do any of that stuff.
Right. That was just the unlucky straw pulled. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the government's done a great job, I think, moving forward with ESRD, end stage renal disease, and they put some things in place where they can no longer do that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this was when I think she passed away a week before she turned 33. So that would have been when I was 33. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's...
I'm sorry. I noticed you didn't say how many years ago or what year that was, just when
I
was 33.
It was a long time ago.
You've got lots to learn, don't you?
Yes. So that would have been 20 years ago? So, yes.
Correct.
You just did the math. You just did the math.
Correct.
You just did the math.
I thought she lied for a split second there, and I was like, yeah, that's right.
When I tell my age, I typically do lie. I always say I'm older than I am.
That way you get the good compliments.
Well, because people who always say they're 29 until they're 80, I watched a comedian totally shred a woman in her 50s because she said she was 29. He's like, holy shit, you look like crap for 29.
Was it Tosh? No.
This was 20 years ago too. And I'm like, see, this is why I tell people I'm older than I am, because people always say how great I look.
Oh, lots to learn.
It's true though. I mean, I've been telling people I was 40 for 10 years now, so it's great.
Yeah. And now it's getting harder, I think, to stretch the age, but
yeah.
I say I'm 53. I think I'm turning 52, but now it just confuses me.
You're 55, I thought.
Ha ha ha.
You look great for 55.
You do. The skin tone is on point.
Yes, now it's horrifying to say I'm older, but anyhow. So speaking of my age,
yeah.
How hard does it get to get life insurance over 50?
Not hard. I mean, you
Just
really when you get closer to that 70
costly.
mark, that's when 70 is kind of like your final expense only kind of thing.
Hoping to get there,
but it just it all depends. As you get older, yes, that premium will go up. That's why I always encourage people to get something they own when they're very young. which, your average 24-year-old's going to be like, whatever.
I tried it and then I
Right?
didn't keep it. So
But I also, I talk to parents about, setting up your children for something to not only so that they have something when they get older, or just in case they make stupid decisions, because you never know, but also to protect their insurability. One of the things that I'm dealing with personally is, I have 2 very healthy boys, and I have one boy that is, for the most part, healthy now. But when he was born, he wasn't. I can't get him life insurance just because of all of his complications and all of his past history. Either I got to wait or I've got to do something different for him. And when we were there, it was funny to me because a lot of, he was born and they found the issue immediately. But a lot of the people that were there, they didn't find the issue until they were 2, until they were 3. I was there. There was one lady, I felt for her. She was from another state. She had an 8-year-old that just got sick one day and then needed a heart transplant. And I was just like blown away. And it's like, okay, like start it when they're like out the gate. Let's get one for them so they protect their insurability. Because now, okay, I can still add to that plan. I can still grow that plan. And I don't have to worry about underwriting.
Right.
I at least got it though. So yeah. But with those, circling back to your question, how hard it is, it's not hard. Usually you go through some sort of underwriting, can you answer this questionnaire and be good? Like, how much do you need? That kind of thing. So it's just it's a sit down conversation to say, what is it that you want this to do? Like, do you want your sports car or do you want your SUV?
how about both?
Yeah. I mean, you can have an 8-car garage, sure.
That's typically true. Shannon does want both, and she actually has both, a sports car and an SUV.
Yes,
so.
I've seen them both.
Neither of which I pay for.
All right.
So you're saying it's great to have it in place because once it's made it through underwriting, then there's a possibility of adding a rider for more insurance down the road?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And so, and it's one of those, the younger you are, usually the healthier you are.
Usually. Before
things start breaking. And before time goes on and you get exposed to this, that, or the other, or you get a diagnosis. So it's always easier to get in early, like anything else, stocks, bonds, whatever it is, get in early. But also give it a potential to grow with you and to be more versatile with it, we've all heard about like the Gerber $1 a day thing. It's like one of those, but beefier. Aflac on steroids, a giant goose.
We have a giant goose. Now we have a giant beefy Gerber baby. What's going on here?
The pudgier, the better.
The Gerber baby was a little chunky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. The chunky babies are cute.
Those
pinchable cheeks, the Michelin Man tire arms and legs.
The fat rolls on the wrist are always my favorite. Where you're like, or in the mid arm, you're like, how does that even happen? I don't know.
It looks like a balloon artist is trying to make a baby.
And here's his arm.
How'd that happen?
Luckily, most of them grow out of it.
Yes.
Oh.
Maybe back into it and then out of it, and then into it and out of it. For those of us who balloon or yo-yo.
Yeah. I'd be concerned if I saw an adult with a arm roll right mid-arm. I'd be like, uh-oh.
So it's weird because have you ever seen Deadpool?
Yes.
So anytime, so there's an agent named Ryan Reynolds, and anytime anyone says the name Ryan Reynolds, I just picture Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool with baby feet. Like the baby legs. That's the image that gets legs. Yeah, that's the total image that's in my head every time. Like I can talk to the agent for like an hour, and all I'm picturing the whole time is Ryan Reynolds with the baby legs.
That's amazing.
And I can't tell him. I feel so bad. Hopefully he doesn't listen ever. But, yeah.
Ryan, how many showings did you have this week on that house? He starts answering, and all of a sudden you just, what's that noise you're making, Shannon? I don't know. Did you answer my question? I'm not sure what's happening.
You're so cute.
My husband is like, how did you like that movie? I'm like, it was freaking hysterical. And I was laughing so hard on a plane watching Deadpool. The little old gray-haired lady next to me was laughing with me because she was laughing at me, laughing at my iPad. And I had tears running down my eyes. And it is not my typical humor.
Really?
Because it's more like potty humor.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a little dark, a little potty.
Mm-hmm.
But Ryan Reynolds does such a great job. But
he does. I mean, I'm trying to think of something he does that I didn't like.
Plus, he's pretty.
He is pretty. He is pretty. And he's Canadian.
Oh,
He's Canadian.
You did not know that?
I did not know that.
That's one of Canadians' finest. Eh.
Maple syrup, donuts, and Ryan Reynolds. We're living the dream here.
Mike Myers is also Canadian.
My new Mike Myers.
Yeah.
is Canadian.
Mike Myers is hysterical too. But
Just too many visuals. Mike Myers and his stuff. Sorry.
and they're all gathered at Tim Hortons.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
So we got the baby leg Deadpool, Austin Powers, and we have some hockey players eating donuts together at Tim Hortons. This sounds like a dream scenario right here.
Yeah. I don't know any hockey players, though.
You don't know any hockey players?
I don't. I
No,
They're all Russian or Canadian, so.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
that's
from
fair.
Boston.
Or from Boston.
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 Boston. Give me some chowder.
Duncan.
I think my favorite Boston is get in the car.
Oh, yeah, because we're going to the bar. And I'd ask my friend, wait, what are we going in? Where are we going again? And he'd be like, shut up.
You're going to have to edit this out, but who the fuck farted?
That's a shame you have to edit that out because it's really funny.
You really don't have to edit it out. But it's okay.
You guys on this podcast, right? Yeah. Just write explicit on the bottom of
That's
it.
right.
We try to keep it, sort of professional.
Oh, well, I mean,
But anyhow.
sometimes professional can be fun. And then there's this kind of professional where it is fun.
So we've all been looking forward to having you on because you're just so much fun.
Oh,
Right.
well, thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you on Wednesday mornings, even though it's at 7:30 a.m.
What got canceled today?
So glad it got canceled today because my dog did not have a good morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought she was going to have a heart attack. So
Do you ever put like a T-shirt over the dog? I hear that helps sometimes. I don't have a
sure,
dog, but
I draped my body over the dog, and that still did not help. She was still like, and like drooling because her mouth was open. So lots of fun.
Aw.
Yeah, she does not like storms. We had hail, storms, and then sirens. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I woke up to the sirens, and I was the only
that's right.
one.
Oh yeah, my husband was snoring. Like the roof could have blown off the house, and he still wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Well, there's a number of people at BNI, I'm sure, were happy that it was canceled today because they're probably
Yes.
busy today because of
Yeah.
the storm damage. So
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah. I mean, when they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have hail," I'm like, "Okay, well, like, new sighting? Yeah, okay."
Yeah, it sort of caught me off guard with the hail thing. I woke up and I'm like, am I hearing hail? Because I got up at 4 and I'm like, what's going on?
Was
And then
there
I hear-
hail?
Yeah, there
I
was
didn't.
hail.
I didn't hear any. I think I
There
was too.
hail.
Wow.
There was too much snoring and sirening that I was just like, whatever.
Well,
if
the
there's
sirens
hail.
didn't start till 5:15 or whatever, but yeah.
Okay.
So I heard the hail, and then I heard my dog moving around, so I'm like, uh-oh. So,
I don't think we got any hail up north. And we
Yeah.
didn't get sirens, so I was psyched about that.
How far
Yeah.
up north?
Just west of Delaware.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Ostrander.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Most people
Not-
in Columbus don't even know where Ostrander is, so that's why I just say west of Delaware. It's easier.
I get that. I get that. Yeah.
But yeah, good rain, but and good wind, but no hail, no tornado sirens. So I was psyched. I slept okay last night.
Yeah,
know.
as most men.
But I mean, even if you do have like a tornado siren, is it one of those things where you like get up and you're running in the basement or in the crawl space right away?
Some
Or like, are you a
people-
panicker or are you
Some
a
people-
No,
like? what?
I make sure everybody gets down there, and then I go stand outside and watch. I'm dead serious every time. Every
I
time.
just do my normal routine, except for, the dog. So I had to, just stay with the dog and cuddle with the dog and hope that she could get through it. So, which is why one of my neighbors almost died when they set off fireworks. But if it disturbs the dog, we do not get happy about it.
Okay. So that your normal routine is just attend to the dog.
Well, so normally I cuddle with the dog every morning before I leave or before I get ready. So I just had to cuddle with her for 2 hours. Normally
Are
it's
you
like
awake?
a 10-minute thing.
When you cuddle, or are you going back to sleep?
I went back to sleep because I was freezing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because, yeah. But anyhow,
I love that. 2 hours.
yes.
Slavi, do you have a process whenever the sirens go off?
I was just waiting for a window to crack. That was gonna be my sign. I'm like, okay, it's going off, and I'm like, if it's bad, I can hear it by the wind, but it's not that bad so far. So yeah, just waiting for it.
we all get up pretty early to start with. I
Yeah.
probably get up the earliest, but we all get up pretty early.
6 o'clock, 6:30 is like
Yeah.
when I wake up. So.
And I'm usually up between 4 and 5. So,
Yeah.
so I was up today, but I was not happy about it. But anyhow, so any products that you think people should definitely know about that they might not know about?
Yeah, I mean, aside from health insurance, I think everyone needs to at least minimize their financial risk if something big were to happen, right? But, looking at supplemental plans, those are great vehicles to kind of minimize your out-of-pockets. And, you can do a lot with those. They're very versatile. Unlike life insurance, you can do some fun stuff with, but unlike life insurance with these plans, like some of them are upon diagnosis. For instance, I'll talk about what I have. I have like a cancer, heart attack, and stroke plan. And it's $100,000 benefit.
I'm so sorry, I have to interrupt you. I thought you were saying I have cancer
Right,
and a
that's
heart
what
attack, and I thought you were saying you had
That's what I
this,
thought
and I
too.
was like,
like
you,
call
like,
911?
Yes.
Did you just
Because
panic?
you
I did panic
touched
a
your
little bit.
chest.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, wait, you have this right now?
No, so you have this plan. I'm
Yes.
so sorry. I was like,
I was wondering what was going on over there. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's okay. Do you need a moment?
I need a moment.
We probably
You're
all
good.
still need more caffeine. But
But those are the things a lot of people don't want to talk about. That, like, what a morbid thing to talk about, talking about when you might get cancer or you might get this or that. But I have this plan, and so does my husband. My dad died at a young age with a heart from a heart attack. My husband's father had a stroke at 41, and he survived it and he's fine. But still, like, when you hear
never
those
know
things,
how the stroke's gonna
when
go
when
or-
you get cancer, a lot of people, the first thing, hey, you have cancer, and the first thing in your mind is like, oh shit, I'm dying, and that's not necessarily the case. However, you're gonna have a road of recovery and treatment and all of that. But the purpose of the plan is to say, okay, if I were to ever get diagnosed with that, I'm self-employed. If I don't work today, I don't get paid today. So how am I going to be able to supplement that? Okay, I just got $100,000 because I just got diagnosed with cancer, and I don't have to worry about bills. I don't have to worry about finances. I can pay my out-of-pockets. I can pay whatever ancillary things happen. For instance, when Ethan was born, yeah, we had insurance, and yeah, we could pay the bill and the out-of-pocket, all of that. The AEP bill for the constant running air compressor is not something insurance is going to cover. The ramp, that's why you see a lot of people on GoFundMe, because it's not the health insurance per se, it's all those little ancillary things. But to that, if I don't work, I don't get paid, I need to be able to pay my mortgage. How do I do that? How do I make that look? So, it costs us less per month for my husband and I to have $100,000 of heart attack, stroke, and cancer, and on my boys for the 4 of us, because Ethan's a different story, but for the 4 of us, and it costs less than a night out eating sushi with my husband, because we can really pack it away. So, that's, those things are important, and
sushi's small.
yeah.
It is. You need like 3 rolls at least
I
for
know,
one person.
and it's like $10 a roll.
Yep. That's if you're lucky. Sometimes
That's
15
right.
or 20.
It's
I'm like,
so
okay.
good, though. It's so
It is.
good.
It's awesome.
So
Don't get us started on food.
I know, right? But yeah, so those I think are really important plans to kind of look at and go, okay, how can I help my clients not have to go to GoFundMe? That's why I use that example. Like, here's GoFundMe. They're just asking for $8,000. It's this 23-year-old who had a unfortunate go of things, and all they're asking is for $8,000, and for like $4 a month, you could have had $10,000 worth of benefit just given to you because of that. Like, I've spent more money on stupider things, especially at the age of 24.
So now is that a one-time payout?
Most of them are one time, but I write them for have a reoccurrence.
Okay.
But like if you were looking at cancer, okay, I got melanoma. There's your one time payout. Okay, now I've got I've got liver cancer, or I got a different type of cancer.
And does the premium go up after, let's say, you get a stroke, God forbid, and does the premium go up after
Nope.
that? Okay.
No, you're locked in.
Okay.
So what you pay, the only time it changes is when you hit 65, because now you're dealing with a different. You're dealing with a senior level of things. So, depending on when you go in, it's like, okay, this is great for you. this amount and all of that. If you're closer to that 60, 65 range, I'm having a different conversation with you about that, because it will change. So I want to make sure that it is cost effective and it will appropriately cover you for what you have coming up.
Okay.
Some of this is doing a lot of not foreshadowing, I guess. I don't know. It's not
Kind of is, yeah.
So, looking at it in that perspective and say, okay, how do we plan for the future on this kind of thing? But it's great because, like life insurance, you don't have to die to get the benefit. It's like, still alive. People are like, oh, I have life insurance for that kind of stuff. And I'm like, but what if you survive? Like, that's the question. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are surviving, thank God. Mm-hmm. But now we have to address this other little elephant in the room. Like, okay, I survived, but I was 6 months out.
Yeah, wasn't working for 6 months, had a lot of expenses during that time.
Yeah.
And the bills keep coming.
Bills keep coming.
They ain't going to stop.
Yeah.
I know. I'm the weird person. You said most people immediately when they get diagnosed with cancer or something like that, it's, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. I'm like, typically for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, how much is this going to cost? It might be better just to die.
What was it so he had a growth on his nose and we were all like, oh my God, he's dying. Like we all went there.
It's because it really looked like this aggressive kind of cancer that my uncle had, but it was not. Apparently, I got hit in the nose, didn't realize I got hit in the nose, and it was trying to repair itself too aggressively, and this growth just came up. I cut it off myself.
It was ginormous.
And then it just came back like 3 days later, ginormous, and I was like, got some aggressive cancer here. Great.
And his wife's a nurse. So.
You might have like a hematoma thing or something.
No, they cut it off. They told me. The doctor was like, you're all good. Cut it off, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, it was like he was growing a second nose.
Interesting.
It was insane.
It's like if we cut off your arm, you'll sprout a new one.
I know. Yes, baby arm.
Baby arms, baby legs. Oh, hey, baby legs. I'm gonna get you the Deadpool mask
because I look like Ryan
Reynolds. So, Nicole, if people want to get a hold of you to learn more about insurance for the peoply kind, how would they get a hold of you?
You can find me on Google because, I put that out there. You just type in my name on Google. I also have, if you go to healthmarkets.com/Nicole Toneatti, you can find me there. Those are the best ways to get a hold of me. Find you.
Okay,
call your office and ask for me. No, I'm joking.
Yes.
No, that's fine. You can do that.
You can call me. My business number is 614.
It's just for business only.
7001. I will not answer it. I'm trying to do sexy voice and it's not working. Usually I answer in a mom voice. So
what do you want?
Yeah.
Hello? What?
Yeah. Yes, sweetie. What you need?
I did have someone call me. Sorry, we were about done. I did have someone call me from a Canadian phone number.
Yeah.
And I was like, it kept cracking up on me. And I'm like, let me guess, you're trying to buy my house. And she's like, actually, I'm trying to get you to sell my parents' house in Lewis Center. And I'm like, oh, crap. So it was actually a legitimate call from Google. So they Googled me, found me. And
nice.
Yes, but I thought there was another one of the 100 people that call me a day wanting to buy my house.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyhow. Don't forget to reach out to Nicole for all your insurance needs.
Yes.
And
talk to her. It's good to get educated on something like this because it is confusing. There are so many options, and just to know what's going to be tailored and work for you is great to have to sit down and talk to somebody about it.
Especially Medicare, too.
Yeah, especially people Google so much stuff, and you can find so much stuff out on the internet today.
Which is why we thought you were dying.
But this gets so convoluted, and, so do cancer diagnoses. They get convoluted, too, when you think you know what you're doing and look it up on Google.
Oh, God. WebMD is the death of everyone.
Yes, it was not good. No, but I agree. I think it's you get on Google, you get on YouTube, you can figure so many things out, but there's so many complicated things like this. Mm-hmm. It's just great to sit down with a professional and go over things and figure out, get educated, like you said, and figure out what's going to work for you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun. I really do. I talk to people about their worst day ever or how to prevent your worst day ever. So I don't know. I like interacting with people. It's fun.
Yeah, I get that.
Which is good that you have a good sense of humor about most things. So it's appreciated.
I developed a very dark humor. Past life.
Same. Very dry. All right, but anyhow, as always, thanks for joining us. Make sure to follow, like, subscribe at Shannon Grimm Realtor.
Don't forget to comment and hit that notification bell.
And share.